Hello everyone, and welcome to the test flight of the Xiaomi Mi Drone 4K. This is another flight, but this will be actually the test flight. The first flight was only to test if the quadcopter operates normally, and it was extremely windy, and I have decided to stop that. The quadcopter did great, but I had some camera and microphone problems because of the wind. My voice was not recorded over, it was only wind noise, so I'm using another action camera with external microphone today. So hopefully I'm going to get over that and you are going to hear me. And today is a bit more calmer, so we should have let's call it pleasant flight, hopefully. And let's see what this drone can do. So I'm going to power on the transmitter first, and I'm going to unlock the phone, start the app, but first I need to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm also going to power on the quadcopter. I'm going to take care that the gimbal is not in the grass too much, so it can move up easily during its power on procedure. So I'm going to power on the quad. Alright, Wi-Fi has connected, so I'm going to open the Mi Drone app and I'm going to connect using the Wi-Fi dongle, and it's checking the connection. And we are connected. GPS is still searching for satellites, so I'm just going to let it sit a bit. I'm going to switch to camera and I'm going to select video mode. Video mode is selected. Let's go to camera settings. Let's do a quick check first. Camera settings, it's in 4K 30 frames per second. It's the thing I want. And yes, GPS has connected. I am clear for takeoff. So let's hope I can take off in all this wind. So let's see. Arming the motors. Motors are armed, and I'm going to take it faster into the air to avoid crashing due to the wind. I need to arm again. I took too much time. The Mi Drone has a protection. If you arm the motors and do not take off, then it will automatically disarm to prevent any kind of injury. So now I'm going to bring it closer. As you can see, it has perfect hover. With all this wind, it's amazing how well it keeps its position. So I'm going to start video recording, and now video is recording. So let's take it to some distance. I'm flying very low to the ground, so you can assess the speed. And now I'm going to give it some altitude, and whoa, this thing climbs. I can say from the start that this thing, it's much more faster than my Phantom 3 Pro. It has better climb rate. It's actually impressive, and it also has from the looks of it greater speed in GPS mode. Probably in attitude mode it's even more faster than that, but in GPS position lock it's doing a very good job. So I'm going to give it some more altitude. Just look at that view. So I'm still climbing. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm at 120 meters now and still climbing gently. I really hope to capture something spectacular. It's a phenomenon that happens very rarely when we have powerful winds and thunderstorms and things like that. The air gets so clean that you can see the mountains from around 200 kilometers. The mountains are in that direction to which I'm flying, and hopefully I can get that in my view. And I'm getting a phone call. Sorry for that. And sorry about that. That's the disadvantage when you use the mobile phone during a quadcopter flight. If you are not going to use mobile data, you should disable the if you are not using mobile data, you should disable the network connection. Put the phone into airplane mode, so you will not get bothered by things like I was during this test flight. But it's a good opportunity to see what happens if things that were not supposed to happen will actually happen. So I'm going to do some more flying around. So this thing, it's doing now 8 meters per second speed. If you are interested in those kind of details. So 8 meters per second. Let's see the gimbal tilt is down. I can see how the camera adjusts to the light sensitivity. Gimbal is now up. I'm switching back to orienting it to the mountains if I see the mountains, and I can also adjust the EV. This is -2, this is 0 EV, and this is 0.2 EV. Sadly, there's no ISO sensitivity or shutter speed settings on the camera. So if you are into photography, you may want to have those settings. Only having these EV settings, it's not always the best practice, because it gives you less control. But for the price of the drone, it's still amazing, as it flies absolutely superbly. And definitely good drone if you are wanting a good camera drone with a gimbal and you don't want to build it yourself or tune it yourself. This will do, as the camera and gimbal still provides very good quality in comparison with do-it-yourself projects, which will cost you more than the mid-drone usually costs. So that's very nice. So I'm going to bring it lower and closer, so you can also get a look of how it's looking into the air. So I'm currently descending at 2 meters per second and still going 8 meters per second straight up ahead, and you can see it's fighting the wind and it's doing it very nice. can tell you that this thing it's also rather noisy in comparison with some other quadcopters. Definitely noisier than the Phantom, but it's not really a con because at a distance you won't hear it anymore. So only if you are maybe into wedding videos or something like that and you are very close to your guests, they may be slightly disturbed about it, but that's not really a con for me. I like it noisy, and I like how it performs over the noise, so not really a criteria for selecting quadcopters, I think. Okay, it's noisy but flies a lot, has a good camera, has a gimbal, and it's still doing great. I'm at 68% battery. I'm filming already by 7 minutes now, so I'm going to get it to some altitude again. So at maximum throttle it climbs with 4 meters per second, and that's great. And it's up into the air. And now I'm going to stop the video recording. I'm going to set it into photo shooting mode, and I'm going to take a few pictures. Hopefully they will come out nicely. I'm going to slightly reduce the EV as it's very sunny, and I don't want to get some washout photos. I also like the yaw authority. It seems to be kind of progressive. If you just gently push the yaw, the quadcopter will do exactly the same movement, so it's kind of progressive. But if you yoke the switch, the stick very fast, the quadcopter will rotate very fast, so it is responsive. But I really like the fact that if you just go just a bit off the center, the quadcopter will move into that direction very slowly. Yes, of course you can tune these settings, and also you can tune them in quadcopters such as the DJI or things like that, and you can mess up with expo and endpoints and things like that. But I like the fact that this is on default settings, so it's very easy to pilot without taking it into the air and trying to do various settings and see. Let's see now if it's better. Let's see if it's brakes too fast or it's too slow or things like that. So yes, it flies perfectly just out of the box with no settings done. And I must tell you something, because I was in a hurry and wanted to put this thing into the air. I haven't even calibrated the compass, so never do a thing like that. You can get the drone fly away from that. You can crash it very easily into something. It can take off into one direction or go to Mother China because of that. So never ever fly it without compass calibration. I forgot about that, and it still flies, and it didn't fly away yet. And I'm at 67% of the battery, and it's still doing great. I'm going to switch it back to video recording, selecting 4K. I'm just going to take it a bit lower, take it on another quick spin over this grass here. I don't know what kind of plantation is this, but probably wheat or something like that. There it goes. And I'm going to turn around because there are some power lines into that direction. As I told you, I don't want to do anything stupid. As you can see, it's rather acrobatic. You can do some really crazy maneuvers with it, like funnels. So look at that, this is really fun. So I think the compass is getting mad in that quadcopter. So what the hell is going on? So still doing very nice. And as you can see, the gimbal is very smooth, very smooth. No vibrations, no weird tilts, no weird rolls to one side. And the horizon, which is a known problem on some of the mid-drone 4Ks, it's actually pretty straight and looks rather good. No adjustments, no things done. I did had an issue with it when it came and tested it first time. The gimbal was rolling to one side to the other while the aircraft was yawing. So all I did was just use the auto calibration feature of the application, and then calibrated the gimbal on a level surface, and that was it. It's perfect level, it's perfectly stable, no rolls, no tilts. I think I'm going to include a bit of footage before calibrating the gimbal to see the difference it made. So I really like it. So definitely it's one of the top quadcopters that you can buy for money. It blows away the competition. A lot of quadcopters in the price area, or even some more expensive quadcopters that don't have this kind of performance. So because the wind is picking up, I'm going to land it because it's getting way too powerful. Not a problem for a quadcopter, but I don't want to have a problem landing it, and I'm going to try to do some crazy stuff and hand catch it. Hopefully it will cope up fine with my catching method. Let's see if this goes okay or wrong. And hooray to Xiaomi for making it possible to hand catch it. I had some surprises with other quadcopters. When I tried to hand catch them, they will not turn off the motors, and that also made them kind of crazy. They wanted to go into another place. It was really messy stuff. I was lucky because I could take the battery out pretty easily, and that was rather safe. But I don't recommend this method. Don't fly in heavy winds, don't hand catch it, because I don't want to see chopped up fingers. So I'm going to stop the video recording. Nope, I have stopped the video recording because I have forgot to turn it on. But that's how it happens sometimes. At least you know that this review is made in real time. It's not made up with only my best things that happen with the drone or the test. So it happens, you are going to see it. If it crashes, it crashes. If it flies, it flies. Right, so video recording is now off. I'm going to power off the aircraft battery first. Alright, now I can safely power off the transmitter. And that was it. So I can now pack it up back again, charge the battery and prepare it for another flight, because this thing will give you an addiction, I tell you. It flies really nice, and the camera performs very good. Be sure to follow my next uploads, because I'm definitely going to test this against my Phantom 3 Pro, my Hubsan H109, and also my Up Air 4K digital edition version. All quadcopters have 4K capability. The Hubsan H109 comes with a Full HD camera, but I have modified mine. It has a 4K native camera, it has a 3-axis gimbal, so you can have a comparison between all these 4K camera drones. Of course, the Phantom 3 Pro is the most expensive one and should perform very good, but I think the Mi drone has an advantage over the speed and the battery, which is a lot more bigger or has a lot more useful flight time in regards to the Phantom 3. So until next time, bye bye.